Non? Monsieur le ministre, oui.
Monsieur le Président du Conseil constitutionnel, honorables membres du Conseil, j'avais voulu m'exprimer en français parce que je trouve le plaisir de le faire. Mais après avoir suivi certains membres de l'équipe de conseil du candidat KAMTO, les membres qui se sont exprimés en anglais, j'ai estimé que ça sera plus utile que je m'exprime en anglais. Et donc, avec votre permission, Monsieur le Président du Conseil constitutionnel, je vais m'exprimer en anglais. Most esteemed President of the Constitutional Council, honorable members of the Council, I just have two observations to make. Both observations make more or less a political argument because you've already gone through interventions that have come from the brilliant legal experts that have preceded me. And so the two observations that I would make here actually are observations that have to do with the political aspect of the case that has brought us here before you today. Mr. President, the first observation has to do with the nature of the presidential election itself and the process that is the subject and object of the debate since yesterday. Mr. President, honorable members of the Constitutional Council, since yesterday, I heard a lot from legal minds about the 7th of October presidential election. And what I understood from what I heard is that our friends who have made petitions for the annulment, either partially or fully, of the 7th of October elections, somehow have lost sight of what is essential about an election, and in particular a presidential election such as we've gone through on the 7th of October. To divide people, to insult people, or to wage a war of one thing, and that is that our founding fathers legated to us a republic and handed that republic to us, citizens of that republic, to preserve like a golden egg, to mold it, to promote it, and make sure it is the best example of a living place on this earth. But what I heard since yesterday and most of today is that the election of 7th of October was bad, was negative. I've heard words like magouille in French. I've heard words like Machiavelli. I've heard the word fraud used several times. I've heard the word irregularity used several times. Mr. President, honorable members of the Constitutional Council, what I know, belonging to the CPDM team and being a militant of the CPDM, is that an election is intended for the citizens of a republic who are participants in that election to make the republic stronger, united, keep it in peace, preserve it, promote it, and defend it. And from what I know, you have all the numbers because you are the election authority. There is no election without an authority. And we recognize that Elekam and you are the authority. We as members of the political party whose candidate is one of the 9 competitors in this election, we have no reason and no doubt whatsoever that you are the election authority and you have the powers, the competence, the credibility, the integrity to know what's good about this election and what this election is all about. Our friends of the other side who have petitioned against the election, hopefully will learn something from this process, as we too will learn, which is that an election is not all about, it's not a question of a glass being half full or being half empty. It seems to me that for them, they see this election as in terms of a glass being half full, half empty, I mean. But for us on the CPDM side, we see this election as a glass that is full, if not half full. We don't see any emptiness in this election because we believe that it is our duty to make sure that through this election, our republic gains more strength, gains peace, strengthens its unity, and marches forward as it's supposed to do. Hopefully, we shall all learn at the end of this exercise. On the second point, Mr. President, honorable members of the Council, I would like to harp on 2 issues that I've heard from some of the legal minds of the candidate KAMTO with regard to the situation in the Northwest and in the Southwest regions. Mr. President, as you very well know, my name is NGOLLE ELVIS. I was born between the 2 mountains of Kupe and Maninguba, 2 mountains that we share with our brothers of the Mongo division. And Kupe Maninguba being one of the 6 divisions of the Southwest region, I happen to have been honored and privileged to have been designated as head of the CPDM campaign commission for the Kupe Maninguba division. And in that capacity, I was recognized by the Regional Campaign Commission of the Southwest region to conceive and come up with the right strategy for the Southwest to ensure that the CPDM, to ensure that citizens of the Southwest region participate in the 7th of October elections in the spirit of the Republic and in conformity with the electoral law. But Mr. President, honorable members of the Council, since the legal minds of the Defense Council of candidate KAMTO brought up the issue of justice and the issue of the voice of the people, I thought I should harp on these 2 points and make my contribution in addition to what has already been said. Mr. President, on the issue of justice, as far as the Southwest and the Northwest regions are concerned, in the last 24 months, we cannot say that it has been easy. We have been grappling with what to do and how to contribute to peace, to security, to ensure that there's justice for all in the southwest and northwest regions for the last 24 months. You've heard from our lead person, Minister Gregoire Ona, who told you how much the President of the Republic has invested in ensuring that there's peace, there's justice, there's security in the southwest and northwest regions, and I have been part of these efforts because we believe that a republic without peace, a republic without justice, a republic without security is a republic in problems. And in our campaign strategy for the 7th of October presidential election, we made sure that we focused on activities that will ensure that there is relative peace and that everyone saw that justice was something all of us desired. Mr. President, and we of the CPDM in the southwest and in the northwest regions, we have worked for that peace, we have worked for that justice, we have worked for security for all. But in the last 24 months, those of us who believe in, as a matter of conviction, that the republic needs to be preserved and that there needs to be peace and justice for all and security for all, Mr. President, honorable members of the Constitutional Council, I can tell you, it has not been easy for us. There is none of us who is on the Republican side who would say that he or she has not been or is not a target either for kidnapping, for killing, or for destruction of some sort or the other. All of us that you see, we are thankful to the state administration, the state security services, in order that we can even move about as we have been moving about and continue to breathe air. And throughout the campaign, up to the day of the vote on the 7th of October, in kidnapping people, there is no justice in preventing people from exercising. We could say, based on the numbers that you've got, that we succeeded in the spirit of the Republic and in conformity with the law to convince a good number of our fellow citizens in the northwest and in the southwest regions that in the spirit of the Republic, it was our Republican duty as citizens of this Republic to go and vote, because an election is a call for the citizens to make a free choice as to who has to govern them or who has to rule them. Mr. President, we still believe in that, and we know that the numbers that are at your disposal, because we don't have any right to pronounce any numbers, we trust and we respect the fact that you are the authority and you have the powers to reveal, to proclaim these numbers to us the day that you will find fit. As to the voice of the people that was raised by some of the lawyers of candidate KAMTO on his defense, Mr. President, honorable members of the council, as a member of the CPDM defense team on this occasion, what I would assure you is that there are still citizens of the Republic of Cameroon in the southwest and northwest regions who have the love of country and they want to demonstrate it at all times. Whether it's rain or shine, whether it is hunger or no, or there's food, whether there's violence or no violence, They are willing at all times to show their love of country, and they will show it regardless of the circumstance. To conclude, Mr. President, honorable members of the Constitutional Council, I would like to say this, that the citizens of the Southwest and the Northwest regions love peace, and their voice or voices is a voice or voices of peace. The people of the Southwest and the Northwest love freedom. They will love to have their freedom to make free choices, to choose whom they want to choose. And it is their hope and their desire that those forces that are anti-republican, those forces that are depriving them of the freedom to exercise their freedom to choose, their freedom to live in peace, their freedom to show love of country, because they believe in the republic that was a gift from our founding fathers. They hope that through this election, and with the powers that you've got, they will eventually have peace, have freedom, and have justice. And from what I know, coming back from the election, Mr. President, honorable members of the council, this is what I believe the citizens of the Southwest region and the Northwest region are bona fide citizens of Cameroon, and they, like me, on the Republican side, are ready to die for their conviction in the Republic. And at any time that the Republic calls them to vote again, in the spirit of that Republic and in conformity with the law, they will come out and vote. And all that they ask for is that the state, which is the physical expression of the Republic, with its institutions, with its laws, will always protect them. All that they ask for is that they are protected by the state of which they consider to be a part. You can be rest assured that they will vote again, as they did vote on the 7th of October. Those of our friends on the other side who have petitioned against the participation of these peace-loving citizens who believe in the Republic, I hope they will learn something about the people of the Southwest and the Northwest region. This is not cinema. This is not fiction. This is a reality. The people of the Northwest and Southwest do not live in a virtual world, as Minister Gregoire said yesterday. They live in the real world. The 2 regions out of the 10 regions of Cameroon, they will want to always express and manifest their love of country. They will always want and express their desire for freedom, to live in peace, and to have justice. And all that they hope and want is that the state will always be there to protect them so that they can continue to vote in future elections. Mr. President, honorable members of the council, this is the little I would like to add, and with your permission, I would like to stop here. Thank you for your kind attention.